Now that we understand a little bit about the pattern tile, how do we use it? How do we implement it? What do we need to do next? Well, we need to export an image, the highest quality image possible. So in this case, it's a ping, because we're going to reuse that image to make a large area that is covered with a pattern using this tile. But unlike tiles on the floor or the wall or a countertop, you're not going to see a seam in between these, and it will be a repeating pattern that automatically fills any area that we're working with. So we're going to go ahead and say File, Export, and we want to export the largest file possible, and that's that ping. So we're going to select that. A ping is automatically exported, and it's automatically named with the file name that we saved our work with. This is another reason you want to name your files intelligently. You got it? Okay, so what we're going to do is we need to open up a new file, a new Gravit document. File and a new design is Option N. Usually this would be Command or Control N, but because we're working inside Chrome, Command N is going to give us a brand new window. Okay, so for right now, we're just going to say New Design, and that's Option N. If I click on that, we get this same dialog box. This time, instead of using a preset, let's go with HD. So that's 1920 by 1080. So 1920, and I'm going to hit Tab and 1080. Now, if for some reason you change this, make sure you're not in inches. We're in pixels, PX. And because we're working for the web right now and for the foreseeable future, we're always going to stick in pixels. If we get to print and we're still using Gravit, well, then we might change things. But for right now, 1920 by 1080. Click Create. Now, we want to cover this with our pattern. We've already saved a file, this pattern 01 ping. I'm going to go ahead and close that because it's in my downloads folder. And I'm going to go ahead and with this document, up here where it says color, there's a color picker, and then there's the current color. And you can see this current color is white. I'm going to click on that, and rather than choosing another color, I'm going to click where it says color fill, and on this little pull down, I'm going to click on that and go to texture fill. Texture, got it? We click on that, and we get this checkerboard, which is just an indication that, hey, this is going to be a pattern. We choose image. There's a button right here that says choose image. We're going to go ahead and choose our downloaded file, click open, and Gravit will, come on, I have to change this. There we go. So if it hangs on you, and I just guessed right there because this has worked for me before, I just changed the percentage. How small do we want our tile? How large do we want it? And you do notice that that beach ball is completely circular, as is the light preserver. You don't see any problems here. You do see repetition. That's the nature of a pattern. Because we only had a few elements in our tile, it's a rather simple pattern. We'll talk later about how to make more complex patterns, more interesting things, but for right now, if we focus on the flippers, see, they're repeated horizontally, vertically, diagonally upward to the right, diagonally downward to the right or left, depending upon how you look at this. And there are secondary repetitions going on. This to down here, there's different angles that things are repeated. It's the nature of this type of pattern. It's infinitely repeatable. So depending upon how complex or simplistic our tile is, that is how complex or simplistic our pattern will be. This is where we're going. Let's come back and let's build one together.